From the PCTV studios in Edmonton, this is Puppets and Politics.
Welcome to Puppets and Politics. I'm your host, VASSY VERMICELLI. New Conservative leader and man seen here trying to find his brain, Pierre Poilievre, has repeatedly, and some would argue very accurately, been called Canada's Ted Cruz. But since US Senator and one-time presidential candidate Ted Cruz was born in Calgary, doesn't that make him Canada's Ted Cruz? With me to obfuscate on these and other searing questions is Ted Cruz. Senator, are you indeed Canada's Ted Cruz?
Well, I'd never made that claim.
And yet you were born on December 22nd, 1970 at Foothills Medical Center in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Well, that's yet to be proven.
No, it's a rather well-established fact. I even have your long, firm birth certificate here. Doesn't that mean you're a dual citizen?
Well, no, I lost my Canadianness in 2014.
Just before you run for president? Wait, lost?
Well, I mean disavowed, reneged, whatever word means got rid of.
Is it true that unlike Pierre Poilievre and Canada's Conservatives, you are universally reviled by your Republican colleagues in America?
Well, no, Susan Collins thinks I'm rather keen.
Really?
Well, that's what she said last week, but that bitch is all over the place on her opinion.
Senator, language.
Well, what? All I said is she's a bitch, and she is. Don't be so uppity, Vassy. We sorta like you.
I am going to throttle this turd if he doesn't. Senator Cruz, most Canadians feel that because of his promotion of cryptocurrencies and insistent butt-kissing of the anti-vax protest flute trucks clan last winter in Ottawa, coupled with his inability to do anything but regurgitate catchphrases and talking points that repeatedly mean nothing when analyzed, that Pierre Poilievre is more of a slimy Ted Cruz than you are. How do you respond to that?
Well, wait a minute. Who said anything about being slimy?
Come, Senator. You bailed on your state during a snowstorm crisis.
Well, that was a planned vacation.
Really? When did you plan it?
Well, that morning, but still, I had to buy tickets and book a room.
You had to.
Well, I had to get my assistant to. Can you imagine what would have happened if I called the airline and said, "Hi, this is Ted Cruz. I'd like to book a trip"?
They'd hang up on you.
All the time.
So you have no problem with Pierre Poilievre being Canada's Ted Cruz then?
I'm a Texan now, and you shouldn't mess with me because I'll red tsunami all over you.
Ew, and double ew. Ugh. Well, that's it for Puppets and Politics. I'm VASSY VERMICELLI, and now this. Yeah, you can go now. You are literally the most insufferable person I've ever had on this show, and I have hosted Andrew Scheer and that O'Toole fella. Oh, goodness. Will you get lost already? Oof, it's gonna take a week to fumigate that smell out of the room. Although I am hankering for tacos. What? 2 on the nose?